This is a video to help authors with creating a platform for audiobooks. My name is Abdiel Leroy. I am an author and voice actor. I narrate my own audiobooks. Audiobooks are central to my efforts as a publisher. Yesterday I received notification that one of my audiobooks, Jezebel's Lament, has just become available on Amazon and Audible. And I want to share with other authors the process I use to build a platform for it. So I'll give you a preview of the elements before I go into the details. This is a sales landing page I've created with BookFunnel. So we've got the cover on the left, the headline, and then here there's a row for ebook vendors. So at the moment this title is exclusive to Amazon, so it's just got the one button. If I go to another landing page I created for another book, you'll see there are other vendors on the top row for the ebook, and then underneath there are a bunch of retailers for the audiobook, including Audible. So Audible is there on the far left. At the moment, this is a partially completed page for Jezebel's Lament. It doesn't have the Audible link in there yet, so that's one thing I want to build today. Also, I have a bundle page on BookFunnel, so this is where I've put all the audiobook narrations in one place. So for some reason the 10th book is not showing up with a cover. I don't know why. But there it is. That's the landing page for another book. Okay. So in addition to those landing pages, this is SoundCloud. So I have a subscription to SoundCloud, and I've created a playlist for this book, Jezebel's Lament. I've uploaded to it so far 3 samples.
I, Jezebel, a harlot by repute.
Okay, so that's how the book starts. Oh, and I forgot to mention the rest of this page. So this page has a sample as well.
Ahab had other wives, of course. They didn't trouble me too much.
And then there's a book description underneath. On my website, so there's an individual book page, description on the left, some vendor, some retailer buttons on the right. Again, I'll be adding to those, a review, and underneath more samples.
Rival affections.
Okay. So those are the main elements of the platform I want to show you. So if you're narrating your own audiobooks, you'll be aware of the extra dimensions of complexity that are involved. For instance, if you're adjusting text in an ebook, it's just a few keystrokes, but if you're adjusting text in the audiobook, you're going to be trying to match the speed, the tone, the pitch, the room conditions in which you first recorded the book, and of course that becomes more complicated. Marketing audiobooks also more complicated, and also of course if you are distributing your audiobooks through Amazon and Audible, you don't get discretion on pricing anyway, so you just don't have the flexibility to run promotions in the same way. And just as the production and marketing steps are more complex, same goes for platform building. For instance, if I show you the Amazon page on this ebook, so here it is. You might not be able to see this URL, but this ASIN code or product code for the ebook is the same across all regions on Amazon. So this is Amazon.com. The ASIN ends in YQY. This is Amazon.co.uk. And same thing, same product code, ends in YQY. But if I go to the audiobook, in each case, here the ASIN code ends in 4XF, and clicking the audiobook for UK, it's a completely different ASIN code. So that is going to make things more tricky right at the outset. So there are seven regions in which Amazon sells the audiobooks, and the same goes for Audible. So if I go to Audible, this is audible.com US, and here's the product code. It ends in 1C. Go to .co.uk, again, a completely different product code. Also, if you want to get one link for an ebook that works for readers in any country, it's pretty easy to create it. So you could do it in here's books2read.com. I can click on any one of these. I want to show you the page itself. Yeah, so if I copy this link, here's a landing page with all the ebook stores. If a title is exclusive to Amazon for the ebook, you can enter your URL. Let me just do that. So if I take this URL for Jezebel's Lament, copy it in here, this is booklinker.net. It will give me various options for creating a universal link. This is a link that will work across all Amazon regions. Again, not so with the audiobooks. So how do I make it as easy and frictionless as possible for listeners to get directed to the vendor of their choice and to the region appropriate for them? So I'm going to take you through the process that I use. And if you want to follow it, there are a couple of subscriptions that you need. One is for Genius Links, and the other is to BookFunnel. And together they amount to less than $200 a year. So for me, it's absolutely worth it to do it. So the first step I do is I have a Word file, and I'm going to paste in the various links for Jezebel's Lament as an audiobook. So for Audible, there are 7 regions: US, UK, France, Germany, Canada, Australia, and Japan. They each have their own unique code. So I'm going to go to Genius Link, click New, Advanced, and then I'm going to choose a name for my link. I'm going to call it, let's see, Jezebel Audible. It's just a format that I use. It's easy to remember. Now I've capitalized J for Jezebel, A for Audible. One important thing to note is that these are case sensitive, these Genius links. So that's going to be my link. And then I'm going to give this, so this kind of acts as a central universal link that splits out into other links depending on the country of the person who's clicking it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go to my ACX dashboard. So this shows my completed projects, the most recent project, Jezebel's Lament, at the top. And I'm going to click on Get Bounty URL. So this means this is a link that if people are buying your book and signing up to Audible at the same time, you get an extra bounty payment. So you don't want to miss that. So here, there are 4 regions in which you can get these bounty links: US, UK, France, and Germany. So I'm going to copy each of these individual links, US, and I'm going to plug these into my Word file. Okay, this is where it gets a bit boring and tedious, but you just got to go through the motions. Copy URL, UK, France, copy URL, Germany, copy URL. And then there are 3 other marketplaces: Canada, Australia, and Japan. These do not have bounty links, so you don't need to bother with that. I've already gone to those individual Audible sites, searched for my book, found it, and I've got these 3 links, which I've already put into my Word file. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this US link, I'm going to copy it into Genius. So this is going to be, the US is going to be my default link under the heading of Jezebel Audible. And then I'm going to go here. If the country is United Kingdom, I'm going to use the UK bounty link. And go through each of the countries in turn, and Japan. Well, I think the Japan one is not going to work, it never does. And then I'm going to click Save. And then it says the following link, blah blah blah, .jp, is known to be malicious. I don't know why it says that, so I'm just going to take it out. So I'm left with 6 links. I'm going to click Save. So now I have created my Genius link. I'm going to just test it. So geni.us/Jezebel Audible. And I'm in Costa Rica right now, so this should default to the US. Okay, so that's taken me to the US link, and it is also a bounty link. So if someone were purchasing this and signing up for Audible for the first time, I'd get an extra payment. So now I can take that link. Oh, and remember too that this is case sensitive. So if I were to put in Jezebel Audible but without those capitals, it'll say not a valid Genius link. So if you're worried about that, if you need a foolproof link where it doesn't matter whether people are putting in the correct capitalization or not, then what you can do is you can clone the link. So it just repeats all these subsidiary country links. It just repeats them all, and you just type in your new, all lowercase. You could do that. I'm not going to bother with that right now. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing for Amazon. Now, although on Amazon, if anyone clicks on the link for the ebook, they will see the audiobook listed alongside it. But if I want to make sure that people click straight to the audiobook link instead, then I can create another Genius link. So here I've gone to the individual markets of .com, .co.uk, etc. I've prepared all these before. I'm going to plug them in to a new Genius link. I'm going to call it Jezebel Audio Amazon. So Where are we? Here we are. Create a new advanced link. Genius, Jezebel, Audio, Amazon. Okay. Again, I'll use the US link as the default. Okay, so I've got my 7 country links plugged in there. I've got my universal link name of Jezebel Audio Amazon, and I'm going to save it. So I now have my universal link for Audible and for Amazon Audio, and I can go ahead and use those links in other pages. So I'm going to go back to this page. I'm going to update this page now. So what you would do to create a landing page, as I just did, was you click Other Media here on the left, Book Funnel, Add New Media, and then I'd be putting my book description in here. I will be putting the book title there. So let's just pretend that I hadn't created this page yet. So Jezebel's Lament, description. I'll decide whether I want to use 64 kilobytes per second or 128. I'll set that up at the beginning, and then create media file. And then here you'd upload your cover, and then upload the media file itself. What you're going to do is create a landing page from this media. So just go back to here. I'm going to delete this one I just created because I don't want to get confused. So here's my Jezebel audio sample from before. So I'll click on it, and I can test the audio there.
Ahab had other wives, of course. They didn't trouble me too much, as he...
Okay. So the description is there, taken from the media page. And next thing I need to do, you've got a bunch of options down here, is to create a landing page. Okay, so I have already created, you click here and then here. I've already created the landing page for Jezebel's Lament, so let me go over there rather than create it all over again. Go to Sales, Landing Pages, and here is the one I created earlier. So all my landing pages are listed here. Here's the most recent one for Jezebel's Lament, and I'm going to edit it. So let's compare them. Here's the setup for it, the back end, and here's how it looks. So in top row I've got Amazon. So there's only one link in among these. There are 5 possible ebook store links. There are 5 possible selections. I've just filled out the first one, and again I've used a Genius link in there. So for here, Audible, I'm going to put in Genius, Jezebel, Audible, and I'm going to save the page, keep it open. So now if I refresh this page on Book Funnel, you'll see the Audible button has shown up there at the left of the second row. And this will probably default to the US site for me. Yeah, .com. Okay. Apple Books. Now, I don't know if I've created a Genius link for Apple Books yet, but just in case I haven't, I'll come into here. I'm going to search my links, see what I've created for Jezebel so far, because I don't remember if I created it yet or not. Okay, I don't see it, so I've got here, for instance, I've got Jezebel Audio Kobo, but I haven't done Jezebel Audio Apple. So I'm going to do that now. Jezebel Audio Apple. Okay. So here's my list of links in my Word file. I don't know if I have the Apple one in there yet or not. No, I don't. I'm going to have to go and find that and come back. Okay, so I've gone to the US site. I've found my audiobook on Apple. I've pasted the link in here, and I'm going to paste it 3 more times. And the only thing I'm going to change is this country code here. So US and then GB, CA for Canada, AU for Australia. And I'm going to plug those into a new Genius link. Okay, so now I've created my new Genius link for the audiobook on Apple. So I can take that and plug that into the landing page. So here's the last piece of that jigsaw. And save it. So if I now go back, I should have 5 buttons on the second row. Okay, so there it is. So the Apple one has slotted in there next to Audible. Okay, so that's the book funnel page, I think, completed. Okay, so I think that's everything I wanted to show you. Best wishes with your audiobook marketing, and once you've got these elements in place, the whole thing should be simpler for yourself and for your listeners.